Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Did you want me to do commentary or just be quiet
Yeah,
for this one?
you can do commentary. All right, we got Warble versus MVAKM. MVAKM playing Zawan in the red versus Warble playing Wulfar in the orange. And they are going to Headland. I feel like this is going to be the case for a lot of sets. We're going to see Headland game one.
And this is funny. This is what happens when you have bonds that apply to the opponent, not yourself, kinda. Because MVAKM is somebody who likes Wulfar a lot. I would expect him to be the Wulfar, and I would expect Warble. Okay, he does fine on Wulfar, but I would expect him to prefer Zawan. But both players knowing each other's preferences and banning the signature picks, so now they're playing each other's signature picks. It's flipped. That's very funny.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, I have seen like MVAKM like in ranked quite a bit. Was kind of training of the Zawan, I guess.
He was playing more Wulfar, though. A lot more Wulfar.
I mean, he was also training the Zawan. What can I say?
Anyway,
hitting the sword here instead of capping is not standard.
well,
It doesn't like do much.
I think because MVAKM was front switching Sion.
Oh right.
Like I hit sword instead of giving him a decap. I'm not sure if it's good, but I think that's what he.
This game's
mean,
just
I
gotten
guess
very interesting.
You get to hit a sword. But yeah, Warble now is like getting the other side because the Zawan left early. So Zawan's gonna have to make sure to get all 3 villagers on that side if he doesn't want to fall behind.
Yeah. And it's.
Got Wulfar with that tier 1 groove already, so it's kind of a night deflector beam.
Yeah, but it's not a Zawan deflector as much, I guess.
That's
it's
true.
a bit, but not enough here, I guess. not enough for this Zawan.
Yeah, it goes in and strong.
Yeah, there's only swords actually.
Ooh. So I guess if the mage kills the harpy, knight the stage or something. Yeah, that's pretty good. And you're the Wulfar here, so if you get tier 2, you can make some big early trade.
I like this sword crit just to shove Zawan back a little bit.
I mean, Zawan left that area, so as aggro as you can get. I mean, it's not like a perfect trade, but like since you decap a village thanks to that, it's fine.
What?
Ooh, now the sword, I'm not sure.
That was interesting.
Guess it might have it might have a crit on strongholds? No, not really. I'm not really sure what that was about.
There's an argument to be made that if the unit is going to die anyway, and if they didn't want to heal it, it might have to the 8 sword, then you should avoid that for groove reasons. But then it's sacked anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it.
I think you just run it back though.
Deals a bunch of damage. So yeah, I mean, this is like a bunch of things are happening to MVAKM that like each one of them is like, that's fine. I mean, it won't put me too far behind. But like so many of them are happening at once. I mean, not at once, but like in succession that starting to fall behind. It adds up kind of fast because like the opening is also like one of the I'm gonna be a bit behind, but I'll make it up later. And here, well, Warble is kind of running away with that, I guess.
Yeah, Warble is playing the Wulfar game, lol. This feels like a Wulfar game. This feels like what you wanna happen.
This is really good Wulfar. Just harass, 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 and keep pressuring your opponent. Take advantages, grow them. Don't let them like get a better army.
Yep. And I guess when your opponent is behind, doing the harpy trade to allow for village decap is better because going from like 900 to 800 hurts way more than going from 1100 to 1000.
Yeah, if you could deny some build opportunities that way.
Like money is more important when you have less, I guess.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, diminishing.
unless it's like 1400 to 1300. No, wait, what am I talking about? Unless it's 13 to 1200.
Yeah, that one specific bracket where building a golem every turn becomes a thing.
The golem zone.
Golems
All
are
right. I
pretty
mean, Beckham's like
Speaking of,
stabilized
mean-
pretty well here, actually.
yeah, one player has a golem, the other doesn't.
Yeah,
that's
now
important.
like, well, I mean, Warble shouldn't let this stabilize. I think the dragon probably just goes top left. Well, there's a harpy now. That harpy complicates things.
You
I
say
think you
that.
can
Oh
still-
wait. Oh yeah, there's not that many mages from MVAKM. And we see a tier 2 here. Not a huge fan because, you know, you're just doing a bit of damage with the vines and like,
Yeah, it
sure you
doesn't-
control like one village, but you're not doing that much with it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it did that.
I think the main thing is it just cuts off the main bulk of this army from supporting the bottom right, but kind of traps it in there.
Yeah, but
It does things economically. It grants MVAKM the chance to try to get a village lead.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you know,
Or
Zawan
we
tier
can just
2
leave-
usually has a bit more impact.
Yeah, someone to do is like 250 and usually like does something great. Sometimes wins the game immediately.
Now you're just gonna have a bunch of vines, like, deal chip damage, I guess. They're also
It's
taking up
okay.
good tiles for your spears.
I mean, it's still decent value, but it's
Uh,
not. It's not what you expect.
What do you think of the archer that just got built? No, the dragon, my man.
It just keeps the knight and
Yeah,
spear in check
I
for a
mean,
bit longer.
it's a guaranteed kill on that spear, actually. It can't run away far enough. It feels like MVAKM's army is not like complete enough that you can go for a second dragon.
Yeah, I agree.
Like only 2 mages. One of them is in a corner.
Feels like you want a
And, like,
golem, right?
I mean, feels like you might want like stuff on the other side of the map a bit
That's
more.
also-
You could have just gone like harpy mage and then something on the left, like a knight. Maybe you would. Yeah, maybe you have enough for that.
Dragon really just hated that spear.
Yeah.
Chased it all the way down.
I mean, that's why like the dragon build is like okay and not. I mean,
And not
it's
horrible.
not as bad as I make it out because it gets a free spear.
It's good stack.
And I think here, like, stronghold is kind of.
Why is the dragon there?
That knight had a crit on the stronghold and you couldn't wall it. You also have like Wargroove stuff, so
Ah,
MVAKM probably just got scared of that, but it's
yeah,
not
but now it really feels
ideal.
bad. Now
Though
it-
weirdly, they're gonna get a mage for it. Sorry, a harpy.
Are they
Yeah,
really
well,
gonna get a
that's
harpy?
fine.
Yeah,
The
they
mage
got
is
a
gonna
mage right
die.
there.
Yeah, but the mage is gonna die too, so it's not a full.
Sure. You get like a partial harpy. You get a harpy trade, I should say.
Oh no, you can kill. Oh, you
No,
can
you
kill
can
at least
kill
one
the
harpy.
harpy.
I don't know if you can get the second one, but
Yeah, what I'm saying is
Uh,
like the mage is gonna die for it. You don't get a harpy. You get a good exchange, a good trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, killing a dragon, you know, worth the harpy.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you also killed a few other units there. It's a very strong trade. Warble in as a whole.
And now, like, the fight starts on the
Wait,
on the
wait.
right. Well,
Oh,
not really, actually. Oh, you're kind of leaving some units there. Yeah,
What?
I'm not sure. Like, MVAKM handled this right fight.
Well, now he doesn't
Well.
lose that mage, but he loses everything on the right instead,
Yeah,
which is worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's an injured archer and 2 swords. It's not the worst, but yeah, that's still not a bunch of units you want to lose. Ooh, tier 2.
yeah. And this is the side that MVAKM used Groove on.
Oh, there was like this giant hole in the center there where it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna... Like, the golfer instinct just like takes place. And you're just like, I see a hole in the distance.
And it does
Yep.
feel like MVAKM didn't do that much. Groove.
Yeah, and like Wulfar grooves are like doing damage that really adds up now because MVAKM couldn't like turn things around with the tier 2.
But actually, MVAKM's really big brain because that sword that just damaged all of those units is still technically alive, so they didn't lose it.
Yeah, but at this point it's more about army value than unit count. And
I make a joke and you respond with like this
And-
completely deadpan accurate answer.
I mean, yes. I mean, I'm not. Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see more golems from Warble to really like hammer in the army value lead.
Speaking of golems, what are MVAKM's golems? Maybe he's just scared of building golems because it's Wulfar.
I mean, he's also like had less money in general in the game, and he built 2 dragons.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
when your opponent builds golems,
I mean, I think it would be fine if you had 2 dragons against 2 golems, but he lost one in the to defend his HQ. Which
There's
I mean, I didn't like fully calc if it was necessary, but
I feel there's a slight misplay there, sending the sword in first to die instead of going for the archer first. Ooh, another tier 2 though. Gonna do a little bit of damage.
well, maybe he wanted that tile to put a vine, but
This tier 2 I like. You know, when there is already a fight there and it gets to hit a lot of units. It might be too little
Yeah,
too late
but-
though.
the golem from the right side can just walk over. Yeah, it might be late.
There's actually so
But-
much fighting that Wulfar is almost at tier 2 again.
Oh, that's exactly what Wulfar wants, and that's what you exactly
Oh,
what
he
you
might
don't
actually
want
get
against
another
Wulfar.
groove this turn. Oh, he
Oh,
is.
actually, I remember this turn. I was so mad because Warble could kill this dragon with tier 1, and he charged up tier 2 to get it. And I was like,
Oh,
what are you doing?
lines up for the mage to kill it. Oh, that is so
Yeah,
good.
but he could have done that with a tier 1.
Well,
Wait.
damaging the pikes will make it more difficult for them to take back
Wait,
villages.
could he? The diagonal maybe doesn't line up.
No, but you just golf it in range of the mage, and then the
Oh,
mage
true.
kills it.
Yeah, you don't need to.
And now you have another tier 1 ready, if you did
Yeah,
that.
you don't need to put it on the flags.
But
Vine
yeah,
Murder.
regardless, losing the dragon is very bad because you kind of needed it for the top left fight.
Yeah.
Like the plan, the game plan for that fight was going to be use the vines to cover the dragon after it kills a golem. But you know, no dragon anymore, so
And now
can't do
there are,
that.
Like a bunch of golems that don't have any answers. And that's rough.
Yeah, and oh,
Infos?
and that was the last mage, I believe. Again.
Oof.
MVAKM keeps running out of mages. It happens.
And
Yet
especially
again.
against Wulfar, you really need to have more mages. You need more mages. That sounds weird. You need to have redundancy.
Yeah, you need to have spares.
Because otherwise they kill your last mage and then you like surprised Pikachu face when you can't fight the air.
MVAKM kind of doesn't have much of an army at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's got a couple knights, a couple spears, balloon, but that's really it. And he's up against like double golem, knights in the bottom side doing a lot of damage. I think that tower is going to get flipped relatively soon.
Like, is that knight just a free dude? I mean, it killed a mage, but it's not gonna live.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
I mean, he's
great
falling
trade.
apart. And Warble has kind of been outplaying MVAKM the whole game, getting slightly better trades everywhere, getting pretty
Yeah.
good value out of all his grooves, whereas MVAKM's first groove did very little, and his second groove wasn't supported by a large enough army. Like, that's the thing, you make a few mistakes early, and then it's much harder to make good moves later. Hard to do a good groove when it requires an army to have nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, the second MVAKM groove like would have been really good if Wulfar didn't like groove that dragon.
Yeah, no, I liked it, but again, he had already lost much by the time.
Actually, didn't like it because it opened up so many dudes to die. Even if Wulfar didn't have groove, I think MVAKM would have still lost that trade.
Well, you kind of have to fight because you're already behind on army value. Like Warble was building the second golem. If you don't fight, like you're just gonna fall behind on the golem wars as that one against Wulfar. That's not great.
And I like it on principle, like when compared with the previous groove, because the previous didn't have a lot of area of contact, let's say, because it was against the block formation, whereas this one was against scattered units, and it got, you know, that's them from more space,
Oh.
let's say.
Little
Now you
tier
have
one
to
coming
tier
in.
1. But yeah,
I'm
golems
like,
don't
stall.
like golems are just gonna like stand there and whack the vines until they're gone. This is like the classic defensive Zawan groove.
Yeah,
But
usually
it's
when
fine
just-
as long as you can do enough damage to the timer.
Yeah, I mean I guess Warble is on 14 minutes.
I mean,
Oh,
I think
Harpy
you can
goes
convert
down.
this with a lot less.
But yeah, like Warble does have a position where if they know what they're doing, they can close out the game without that much timer. And 13 should be pretty comfortable for this.
Yeah, I
From
mean,
this
they
position
flipped
to
the
close
tower, like Barracks comes after that.
For no biased reasons at all, I am rooting for the player who's trying to time out the other one and stay alive. I have no personal investment in this whatsoever.
Wow, I didn't know you were such a fan.
I don't think MVAKM is really going for the claw.
He's like a
Yeah.
couple minutes up on clock, but
I
I don't
mean-
think like he's playing two-time Warble out.
I feel
Like, how do you
the-
win this?
This seems
Oh,
like the kind of like there isn't really much of a game plan right now. I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you win that? You hope Wulfar walks forward.
Yep.
And that's about it.
And Wulfar doesn't need to. He can just sit back, wait for Groove to build up, and pick off 3 units like he picked off the Harpy just now. Damage one of the mages too.
Yeah, I mean Wulfar can do the backline artillery if he wants to be safe.
And again, he's only 3 minutes behind, and it's a pretty comfortable clock with this lead.
And this
Yep.
knight is
I
actually
mean-
locked hitting this tower.
I expected Warble to have more timer issues than that, but looks like
I
Looks
told you,
like-
Warble didn't have timer issues when we
I
played
mean,
first.
yeah, I mean now I see that you were correct. I stand corrected.
1800 gold to start the turn. That is
That said, no timer issues. He's still a bit slower than MVAKM, but MVAKM known for being faster players. And maybe too fast.
Oh, And now Zawan's also in trouble. It's not just the stronghold.
Oh, well, it is also the stronghold. That is. Can the mage
I think-
reach?
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't finish, and Wulfar doesn't reach the tile next to it, so...
Well,
Mm,
Wulfar
yeah,
could go
well-
off the spear, right?
Anyway, both Zawan and the HQ are dead next turn. I don't think there's
Yeah.
any way to save boss. Actually,
And
maybe you can't save either.
I don't think you can kill Wulfar either.
There are just no units there. Just like 2 mages and a sword. It's just
Raw
so-
dogging fighting. Ooh, I guess tier 1 might buy a little bit more time.
One more turn.
Probably
Let's
go.
both Zawan. Probably both Zawan and the HQ are dead. Let's see what Warble look like.
Oh,
He's gonna
looks
kill
like it's
Zawan.
gonna be the 3-man instead of the 3 hounds.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a lethal attempt.
Yep. And tier 2 is almost online.
Oh,
so...
I'm not sure. Is it gonna be a lethal?
Yes, of course. Come on, look at this.
There's Blaine's defense, though.
The
Barely.
flamingo counteracted it.
Okay.
Oh, for a second I
Yes,
thought he
there's-
was gonna turn around and kill the HQ. I mean, she could have, but no.
Not
Kills
quite.
the Sion.
Yeah. The classic. Oh, it's tier 2, so you don't even have to choose between doing damage or taking up a spot.
And the big slap. Disrespect.
Well played, the Warble. They're going to take game 1. Very, very well played, has to be said. That was really good Wulfar play.
It really felt like he was playing Wulfar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Using tier 2 to get army advantage, and then MVAKM. It just felt like he was playing catch up the whole game.
Yeah,
Warble
he
slightly
really
better
was.
trades all the time. Getting a few tactics here, a few tactics there, and you know, by the end it had all stacked up, and it was way too much for MVAKM to be able to.
I think the beginning of the game was especially bad, where Wulfar tried to front switch without like securing the villages on either corner. It just set such a bad eco for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and opened up the opportunity for Warble to snowball in without having to commit too much to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still not sure about when and how you should do the front switch in this headland. I knew exactly in old headland in World War 1. Same map, different game.
Well, we're going to go into game 2. We're going to see a map that isn't Headland. Let's see how these two play on it.